What's going on, guys? So I figured I'd just shoot a little video here at my Super Nintendo wall. So I've kind of got this organized finally. The 60 or so games I bought through the course of late last year and early this year I've lined up finally. So let's start here at the A's, get all the A through Z. I did throw my more expensive games up in here, so you'll see like Aero Fighters. You know, I'll put that up in here. Pick up a Biker Mice. You've seen that one. Got Captain Comic a while back, but got it with a kind of a poor label, so I would have liked to have upgraded that one. I don't know if I will or not now, considering the price on a lot of these is, you know, the price on a lot of these games has doubled or tripled in the last 15 months, let's say. And it's hard to believe in 2010 I paid, I believe, $7 for Demon's Crest on the Super Nintendo. Picked up Double Dragon 5 recently. Really would like to get Double Dragon 3 sometime soon. Just down here. Fire Striker, that's a pretty interesting game to pick up. It's still relatively cheap if I'm not mistaken. Probably I got that one for about 20 or so 2 Christmases ago, and you know, it's probably 25 to 40 now. Incantation's another one I picked up with a really poor label right there in the middle. And in those, game I've been really wanting to get into. Got my King of Dragons out of the way. Knights of the Round. Legend is a really good game. I've been really promoting that game the last year or so. I got that 2 Christmases ago. Paid about 20 bucks for it, and if I'm not mistaken, that game, you know, goes for about 40 to 60 now. But it is a very interesting game. Definitely worth playing, and I know I made a video of it before. I did pick up Marvel Superheroes War of the Gems recently. Pretty chunky beat 'em up, but it's one worth picking up. It is one of the beat 'em ups for the system. Then of course we got all the Mega Man X's there, Mega Man Soccer. Those ones are always floating around so much they're pretty easy to find. Got my Metal Warriors. Picked up Mystical Ninja recently. You know I played that game a lot when I was young, when that game first came out. I know I specifically rented that game at least 1 or 2 times. But nowadays, I really haven't been able to sit down and play it thoroughly like I want to, but very enjoyable game, much like the Pocky and Rockies, which we'll get to in a minute. Nosferatu, that's a really cool game. If you like Blackthorn, then Nosferatu's a pretty good game. Peacekeepers, Phalanx, one of my favorite shoot-'em-ups for the system. It's still a pretty cheap game. Yeah, right there. Probably shouldn't be pointing. The Pirates of Darkwater, it's a pretty good game. It's a beat 'em up. It's a beat 'em up with the Super Nintendo, I recently found out, and then it's actually a platformer on the Genesis. And then Pocky Rocky 2. Power Pigs of the Dark Ages, got a really bad label on that one, but it's a fun game. Realm's a pretty interesting game. It's one of the tightest games, like Incantation, like I showed. Some of those tightest games have really enjoyable music. Interesting music, something different on the Super Nintendo, but definitely exciting. Run Saber, it's a really good game. Shadowrun, one of my favorite games for the system. Sky Blazer, that's a pretty interesting game. Pretty fun game. You can pop Sky Blazer in, you can beat that in a few hours. It is a Sony ImageSoft game, I believe. Stone Protectors, that's a really good game. And of course, Sunset Riders, one of the finest games. Super Alfred Chicken, it's a really good game. I like that game a lot. There is an Alfred Chicken on the NES, which is, you know, just a more gritty game when it comes to just really cool, interesting sprites. Super Alfred Chicken takes it to the, you know, 16-bit level, but still a really cool game to play. I would recommend searching out the Alfred Chickens, because they're worth having. Super Metroid. It's just a game I've always had all my life. And Super Ninja Boy. Found that one at a Goodwill. Super Smash TV, great game. And two of the finest games right here, Turrican, Super Turrican 2. The Super Valis 4 is alright. SWAT Cats, that's another game. You know, that's probably a game worth picking up if you guys see it anywhere. I'm not sure how much it's going for now, but probably at least 60. Time Slip, I believe, is the tightest game. I could be mistaken, but I believe that's a game like Realm, but I might be totally wrong with that. I'm not going to pull it out. Turtles 4, the first game I got for the system. Wiz is the tightest game. That's a really interesting game. Pretty cool too. Wild Guns. My Wild Guns is pretty poor right there. I could definitely get that a little cleaner. I spend a little time on that, which I probably will one day, because that game I'm sure is at the $200 mark. And then Zombies Ate My Neighbors. So yeah, and then I get two repos here. I got Tactics Ogre and Mohammed Lagoon. I'm gonna play those those are like future games, like incentive games to get certain places. I'll play them when I get there. And then I did pick these two games up recently. Picked up Adventures of Batman and Robin. Get that one before it hits that 100 mark. And I found Looney Tunes B-Ball recently also. I think I paid about 15 for this one. This one's pretty uncommon. It's not as common as you would think. The Looney Tunes games are pretty enjoyable. So yeah, so that's pretty much the Super Nintendo wall there. Not too big, I think. I'm not sure how many games there are there, you know, probably about 150. But definitely a lot of the more fun ones and the more staples from the system, which is pretty much my goal. So when you want to pick a game, there's not too much to sort through. So alright guys, well thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Peace.